Hello, and welcome to User Experience Design, Fundamentals of UX Techniques. At the start of this video, we're going to start by overviewing what the course is going to contain. What you'll learn today is the number of steps that will be involved in this course, a little bit about who I am, your guide. We'll talk about the sections and review what we're going to be going over. And then we'll talk a little bit about user needs, business needs, and technology when it comes to sketching and involving yourself in the early parts of doing UX. And we're going to continue to get excited about our journey. So let's get started. I'm your guide, Chris Becker. And the reason that I'm doing this is, well, one, I have a background in doing user experience for the last 10 or 12 years. And I've been doing it by coming out of the design world. I have a background in graphic design from the Colorado State University. And I have a master's degree in media design from the Art Center College of Design in Pasadena. Now, this essentially allows me to work with companies, and I've been doing UX with startups and advertising agencies and, software companies, and building mostly educational components, but things that are usable and fun to engage in and are really at the core of what UX is trying to accomplish. And you can find me on Twitter at @cbecker. I also do some writing at Medium and answer questions on design thinking and UX at Quora. I have a website that's up and some other pieces that are here that you can find me. So with that being said, before we get kind of too deep into this course, there's some recommendations that I would make that if you're really new to UX and you're just trying to get engaged, this course may move a little fast and talk about a lot of things that you may not be that familiar with. We'll use some jargon and stuff. So if you go over and take some fundamentals, it will help. One of them is the fundamentals of user experience for process. And this is a shameless plug because I'm the kind of author of these, but they will help in kind of getting you the sound footing for taking this kind of sketching and more prototyping related course. And those are at Pack Publishing if you search under my name, Chris Becker, or you can find them kind of related at the Fundamentals of User Experience Design and Understanding Design and User Engagement. Part of what we're going to be doing now is getting back into, if you haven't taken this stuff now, we're just going to overview what the course is made of and get into it. So let's start there. Now, getting started in this course, we're really going to start to cover 4 major topics in building great user experiences. In the first section, which we're starting today, is we're going to talk about user needs, business needs, and technology, how they actually combine to help us design and solve problems. We'll then discuss how we move from those needs into user scenarios and how might we outputs. We'll generate some ideas through the how might we process. And then we'll talk about how we group ideas and make a choice of which idea to move forward with. And that'll all get us primed and ready for the next section, which is really around low fidelity user interface sketching. And we're going to talk about is how the technology has some rules and interactions that we need to abide by. We'll look at user interface patterns and identify some usable patterns. We'll then sketch some solutions using some patterns and using some things that are familiar to users. And then we'll review these sketches as we iterate along the way. In the third section, we'll take these sketches that we've started and build on them by creating a low fidelity prototype. We'll get into Envision app, which allows for 1 free prototype, so you don't have to worry about paying for it right up front. But Envision is a really great tool. We'll talk about how it is useful and how designers think. We'll take some photos of our sketches so that we're kind of quick on our feet for translating them, and we'll upload them to Envision, connect them to some hotspots, relate how we do it, and then we'll share these low fidelity prototypes to see how they work and see if they're doing what we want them to do. In the last section, now that we have this stuff all working, we'll really start to identify who our testers should be, why we're going to create something. We'll create a test plan so that we get actionable feedback from the people that we test our idea with. We'll test and share the prototype through Envision, and then we'll review this feedback, iterate on what we think needs changing or be updated, and then we'll review what we've learned throughout the course. And that'll wrap up the fundamentals of UX. Now, in this course, I think something that's important, it's not just sit back and watch. You're really going to learn something, apply that learning, and then test it. So we're actually relying and leaning on the UX and design thinking process throughout this entirety of this course. But we'll also, learn about some things that happen in business. We'll apply how we improve our UX skills, and then we'll learn through doing. That becomes really key.